When you travel to a location and hear that a person that you admire who has died is buried nearby, do you take the opportunity to go and visit? Is cemetery tourism a sign of respect or just plain ghoulish? Let's dive deeper. I'm not sure if the term is technically cemetery tourism, but that's what I'm going to call it. Visiting the final resting place of someone famous is often on people's travel itineraries. Whether you're making the pilgrimage specifically to see the resting place of that person, or if the grave just happens to be in that area and curiosity wins out. But is this a tacky and garish item to add to your travel plans, or a legitimate and acceptable part of travel? Let me give you a personal example. While visiting Seattle with a friend, we discovered that Jimi Hendrix's final resting place was just a slight detour on our route home. Now, we didn't decide to go just for the photo op. That's where I feel the whole cemetery tourism thing can get tasteless and even a little disrespectful. I personally believe it's okay to visit these sites if you have a good reason to be there. I loved Jimi Hendrix growing up. Yes, he was long dead well before I was born. But my dad raised me right. I grew up listening to Jimmy's vinyls and jamming along to his songs in my basement with my bass guitar. Being able to pay my respects to his actual physical resting place was very meaningful for me. Now, I know there might be some viewers out there who aren't 100% familiar with Jimi Hendrix. He was an incredible rock guitarist from the 1960s who helped change the entire landscape of music during that era. Called one of the greatest instrumentalists in the history of rock music, Jimi Hendrix was responsible for massive hits such as Purple Haze, Foxy Lady, and All Along the Watchtower, just to name a few. Born in Seattle, Washington, Jimi actually died at the age of 27 in 1970 in London, England from an apparent sleeping pill overdose. His death is a little suspicious. You should actually go Wikipedia it. He is now buried in Greenwood Memorial Park in Renton, Washington, just outside of Seattle, which is where I visited to pay my respects to this icon of music. Even if you don't know someone buried in the cemetery, I find I enjoy visiting these places for their historical and aesthetic value. Strolling through a cemetery on a beautiful day, reading the headstones, enjoying the eerie beauty of it all, I find somewhat peaceful. And yes, I do take photos, but not for the purpose of an Instagram selfie. This is not to say you can't go visiting a cemetery if you don't have a personal connection to the person that's buried there. And I'm not saying you're not allowed to take cemetery selfies. I'm just saying cemetery tourism has to be done properly, with a healthy dose of reverence, a little bit of curiosity, and a lot of respect. I have visited a lot of places that could fall into this slightly darker tourism category, so I will be sharing those travel stories somewhere down the road. Please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. Do you do any sort of cemetery tourism? If so, let me know what draws you in the comments below. And please remember to like and share out this video if you enjoyed it and help spread the travel love.